Hey, how you doing? Let's talk about Saturn today, and I've got a lot to say, so let's just jump right in. Saturn is our growth through struggle, representing restriction and limitations, like a father that raises his children through tough love, knowing that in the future the lessons will be appreciated when they're older. Saturn and its lessons provide structure and meaning to our lives. So Saturn is in many ways the opposite of Jupiter. It contracts everything it touches, where Jupiter expands everything it touches. And Saturn is connected to Cronus in Greek mythology, so he's connected to the passage of time. The obstacles it presents us in early life bear fruit as we age, and we can find meaning in this growth, and it can often be connected to our wound that Chiron represents. Saturn represents our boundaries, responsibilities, commitments, and its placement in our chart and relationship with the other planets it aspects help us learn the need for self control. Saturn represents our fathers or our father figures or authority figures in our childhood. It is in the discipline and rules and regulations imposed on us by people like our parents and teachers. These may not always have been pleasant lessons, but they helped us to understand the world around us. Saturn's placement by sign represents our limitations, fears, and sense of responsibility. And by house, it shows us what area of our life these restrictions affect us the most. By facing our fears that Saturn represents, we can turn those limitations it presents into our strengths. And the symbol of Saturn represents the cross of matter or reality over the soul. And this shows the material nature of man reigning. Interesting thing, Saturn and Jupiter, they act astrologically as opposites. And if you look at their symbols, they are basically just the inversions of each other. In Greek mythology, Cronus was the father of Zeus and Chiron and many others. He sought to eat his children in order to prevent himself from being dethroned as king of the gods until he was tricked by his wife Rhea into swallowing a stone instead of Zeus when he was born. And this is a fascinating amount of correlations to Saturn's role astrologically. Cronus being Father Time himself and being the father of Chiron, and his lessons are intrinsically tied to the passage of time itself, as well as the wound Chiron represents. And then the struggle of Cronus and Zeus can be correlated to how Saturn and Jupiter were the first planets that formed in our solar system, and they influenced each other's orbits as well as helping influence the formation of the other planets too. Cronus's desire to not be dethroned can also be seen in Capricorn's desire to stick to traditional values. So, one interesting thing about Saturn is it takes about 28 years or so to make one rotation around the sun. And when it returns to its position in our natal chart, we experience what is known as our Saturn return. And Saturn returns are probably the thing I have done chart readings for more than anything else. This is a period of major growth that can be seen as kind of the midterm exam of life. This is where we are tested by Saturn in our main lesson we are meant to be learning in life. And how we handle this lesson sets the course for the rest of our lives, where we can either see the fruits of our Saturn struggles start to bear, or we may struggle our entire lives if we fail these lessons. And this can be attributed to the major shift in maturity you find between people in their late 20s and early 30s. Coincidentally, this is also when young men stop being represented by Mercury in horary charts and instead start being represented by Saturn. Capricorn is the first sign ruled by Saturn and expresses its qualities through a cardinal Earth signature. Capricorn is represented by the mountain goat, reflected in their introverted natures. As the goat slowly but surely climbs the mountain, Capricorn moves through life, achieving success slowly but surely with strength of character. Capricorn have a realistic, grounded approach to life, and they are people that get things done. Capricorn are people who wish to do things that are worthwhile with their lives. They have a strong sense of society and its framework, and they wish to find their placement within it. Capricorn like to take pleasure in the simple things in life, but they are attracted to status symbols. They will wear the brand name clothes and drive quietly impressive cars. Um, they are often reserved and quiet, and they value practicality, and so they rarely display their emotions. They're very resourceful, and they have a strong sense of tradition and responsibility, and are very capable people. They also have a great sense of humor, and typically of the deadpan variety, they're great at keeping a straight face and being very sarcastic. And Capricorn is the third of the earth signs that we discussed. So when we're talking about earth signs, I like to picture Taurus as the meadow, the beautiful place that's very comfortable, and it's the perfect place to build a home and till the soil. Virgo, I see as the forest, full of beauty and teeming with life. And Capricorn is the mountain, a hardy structure that builds up slowly and surely over time, eventually towering over all others. And finally, we have the 10th house, which is the house associated with Capricorn. And through it, we can see our professional status in our community, our office position, what we give back to society. It's our responsibility, career, and reputation. And so it has some connection to the 6th house. The 6th house represents our job in the sense of what we are doing on a daily basis. But the 10th house is our reputation and the identity we derive from our professional life. Our 10th house reflects our relationship with authority. It's how we assume positions of authority and how we interact with those in power. In this sense, we see the 10th house represents our relationship with our father figure, as they generally are the rule making parents. The 10th house is our higher aspirations in life and how we catch the public eye. It represents our long term goals, our ambitions, our worldly success, and we can learn what it is we wish to do with our life by looking at our 10th house. And that about covers it. As you know, Saturn also is the ruler of Aquarius alongside Uranus, but I will save my Aquarius talk for the video I do on Uranus, which will be the next one. So look forward to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Saturn is definitely the most interesting planet to research in your chart. It's usually it's the struggles in life that Saturn leads us to that pushes people like me to learn astrology in the first place. And so it's definitely one of the most fascinating ones. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will catch you next time. If you want a reading, you can book one at www.dhastrology.com. And that's about it. How are y'all doing? Be sure to tell me your Saturn in the comments below and how you think it affects your life. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.